just a couple of hundred yards from the University Motel, standing right beside Highway 182 in Starkville, Mississippi, you can find the country music trail marker dedicated to Johnny Cash and his hit song, Starkville City Jail. We're going to look at the story behind that song. As always, come along with us and let's go explore. The song came to be because in the early morning hours of May the 11th, 1965, Johnny Cash was arrested for public drunkenness after he was found picking flowers on this site. This happened following a show he had done on campus at Mississippi State the previous evening. We're going to move down the highway and show you the room that Mr. Cash stayed in and tell you the rest of the story. You know, Johnny Cash was well known for his rebellious nature, for he always advocated for the underdog and he was independent in the music industry. In '94, he was quoted as saying, "You know, there's the beast there in me, and I gotta keep him caged or he'll eat me alive." Room 22 is the hotel room Mr. Cash left that night as he took a stroll up the highway and stopped to pick flowers. Johnny Cash was born in February of 1932 and was obsessed with music as a child. He developed his skills while serving in the Air Force in Germany as a radio intercept operator. After being discharged, he settled in Memphis where he created his signature sound together with guitarist Luther Perkins and bassist Marshall Grant. He began touring widely in 1955 following the success of his first singles for Sun Records, and his reputation got stronger with #1 hits like I Walk the Line, Guess Things Happen That Way, and Ballad of a Teenage Queen. Johnny Cash regularly came to Mississippi, and he played the Jimmy Rogers Festival in both 1957 and 1959. His hit-making streak continued through 1965 when his arrest on this site gained national attention. Cash was able to post bond, and after appearing in court, he performed the following day at the University of Mississippi. He recorded many songs about being in jail, including Folsom Prison Blues, In the Jailhouse Now, I Got Stripes, Austin Prison, San Quentin, There Ain't No Good Chain Gang, and of course, Starkville City Jail. Johnny Cash often performed at prisons, including the Mississippi State Penitentiary at Parchman in July of 1974. Proceeds from the concert went to Parchman's Prisoner Welfare Fund. In the late 1950s, inmate Merle Haggard attended the concert that Johnny Cash performed at San Quentin State Prison in California. In 1972, Johnny Cash testified before Congress about prison reform, something he obviously cared very deeply about. But back to his concert at Mississippi State. It was held at the Animal Husbandry Service Building, and tickets to the concert were $2 in advance and $2.50 at the door. Johnny Cash and June Carter and the Statler Brothers played a concert at Mississippi State on May 6, 1964, at Lee Hall Auditorium. The students voted Cash as the performer they most wanted to return for another performance. Following the main 1965 concert, Cash played at the Pi Kappa Alpha Fraternity House, as you see here. Holding the guitar is fraternity member Rigo Rue, and Johnny Sanders, a member of the Gantz Band, is in the striped shirt behind Johnny. You know, my kids and I work to bring you these stories that we find a little bit interesting, so now's the time we need you to boop that like button. To quote the song, I was whistling, picking flowers, swaying in the southern breeze. I found myself surrounded. One policeman said, "That's him. Come along, wildflower child. Don't you know that it's 2 a.m.? They're bound to get you 'cause they got a curfew, and you go to the Starkville City Jail." Let's run up the street and have a look at the outside of the Starkville City Jail today. All this happened within about a 3-block radius of the hotel. We're standing at the country music trail marker looking at the hotel, and the jail is about 2 blocks right up that road. Johnny spent the night in the jail and was released after paying a $36 fine. He had been charged with public drunkenness, trespassing onto private property, and according to some accounts, indecent exposure. He was symbolically pardoned at the Johnny Cash Flower Picking Festival in 2007, and $36 was given back to his daughter Cindy. What an incredible story! That all started when Johnny Cash decided to leave this hotel room and walk down this highway in May of 1965 and stopped to pick flowers. Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning a little country music history today. And maybe sometime when you're in Starkville for an athletic event, you will stop and have a look at the spot where music history was made. Thank you.